Hi, hello and namaste. This is Naveen Kumar Mergu. Welcome back to Hotel and Hospitality. Eggs are most nutritious and versatile foods used in the kitchen. They are served as their own and used as an ingredient in many dishes, starting from soups to desserts. It provides texture, structure, moisture and flavor as well as nutrition. Before going into the topic, please do not forget to like, subscribe and share with your friends and colleagues. Also search for the other topics in the playlist and do mention the comment box for new videos. Structure of an egg. The egg composed of shell, membrane, air cell, egg white, egg yolk and chalaza. Egg white forms for 2/3 of an egg and egg yolk accounts for 1/3 of an egg. The shell is the outer covering of an egg, is either white or brown. It is the outer hard covering of the egg and is made up of calcium, magnesium carbonate and calcium phosphate. The shell gives shapes to the egg and holds the inner contents. The shell contains thousands of pores that allow CO2 and moisture to escape as well as air to enter. The shell is covered by cuticle membrane or bloom and should not be washed. The bloom acts as a protective covering, blocking the pores and prevents moisture loss and bacterial contamination. When eggs are washed before going to the market, the cuticle is removed. To protect the egg, the washed eggs are coated with a thin film of edible oil. The color of the shell has no effect on the quality, cooking properties or nutritive value of the egg. The color of the shell is normally determined by the breed of the chicken. Membrane. A membrane lines the shell and forms an air cell at the large end of the egg. Beneath the shell, there are two semi-perishable membranes, the outer and the inner. These membranes act as a protective layer in case the shell cracks. Air cell. On one side of the egg, both these membranes separate to form an air cell. This is formed by contraction of the contents as soon as the egg is laid due to the difference in the outside temperature. Egg white. It has 1/8 part of the protein, which is called albumin, the remaining being water. The egg white consists of 3 parts, the outer thin albumin, the middle thick albumin and the inner thin albumin. The white is clear and soluble when raw and white and firm when coagulated. Albumin in the egg white is valued by the chefs for its ability to hold air when beaten. Egg yolk. The yolk is the unfertilized embryo in the egg, yellow in color. The yolk is separated from the white by a membrane called the vitelline membrane. The membrane prevents the mix of both yolk and white. 1/6 parts of an egg yolk contains proteins, 1/3 fat and the rest water. Vitamins and minerals like calcium, phosphorus, iron, etc. The yolk is held centered in the egg by the chalazae, and these are the 2 white strands which are present when the egg is broken. The yolk is high in fat and protein and contains iron. A large yolk has around 59 calories. The yolk is valued for the richness and texture which it provides in both cooking and baking. Chalaza. The egg is kept in position at the center of the egg with the help of the chalaza. It has a thick cord-like an appearance and is composed of proteins. This cord-like structure may have to be strained while making custards. The function of the chalaza is to hold the yolk in place. In baking, the chalaza are sometimes removed in order to ensure a uniform texture. Nutritional value of the egg. Nutritional value of the eggs varies with the size. Larger eggs have more food value compared to the smaller ones. A single large egg provides 6.5 grams of protein or about 13% of the recommended daily intake for adults, as well as 80 calories and a good amount of iron, phosphorus, thiamine and vitamins like A, D, E and K. The disadvantages of the eggs as a staple diet is their high cholesterol content. The yolk of an egg, which is about 50% water, 34% lipid fats and related substances, and 16% protein with traces of glucose and minerals. The egg is made up of approximately 11% shell and 89% interior. It contains 94% of calcium carbonate, 1% magnesium carbonate, 1% calcium phosphate and 4% organic matter. Selection of eggs. A fresh egg is heavy. As the egg gets older, it loses water through the shell, making the packet larger. So, the older the egg, the lighter it will be. One way of judging the quality of the egg is by observing the condition of the shell. When the egg is freshly laid, it is covered with a substance called bloom. It disappears with the time. So, when the egg is covered with the bloom, it can be considered as fresh. One can determine the freshness of the egg by shaking it. Another is to break the egg onto the plate. If the yolk is compact and positioned in the center, the egg is fresh. If the egg is old, the yolk has a tendency to spread. The freshness of the egg can also be tested by holding it up to the light. This process is known as candling. Holding the egg in front of the light, an air chamber indicates a fresh egg. It is easy to test the freshness of the egg by plunging into the water. The fresh egg will settle in the bottom and the stale egg will float to the surface of the water. Stale eggs will have an unpleasant odor. Check for the cracks in the shell which could let the bacteria in and can contaminate the egg. Grading the eggs. Appearance is not the only thing that is affected when the egg ages. When the white thins, the albumin protein has lost part of its ability to build and maintain structure. It will not develop a great volume when beaten. The stability of the beaten white will be less. The thickening and emulsifying power of the yolk are also reduced significantly. There are 4 grades of eggs: AA, A, B and C. AA grade egg. Grade AA eggs, when broken, have only a small amount of spread and the yolk will be in the center of the white. The white is thick and stands high. The chalaze is prominent in the white. The yolk is firm, round and high. They are suitable for any type of use. They are definitely preferred for poaching, frying and cooking in the shell. A grade egg, when broken, have a moderate amount of spread. The white is reasonably thick and stands fairly high. The chalaze are prominent in the white and the yolk is firm and stands fairly high. This is the most commonly used grade of egg and the same is suitable for all types of use. B grade egg. Grade B, when broken, spread greatly, having only a small of thick white. The white in general appears weak and watery. The chalaze are small, are completely absent and the yolk is flat and broad. These grade of eggs are normally purchased already broken in a variety of forms. They are suitable for scrambling or baking and as an ingredient with other foods and should not be used when the egg is used to provide a high level of structure in the food item. C grade egg. Grade C eggs have a cracked and or stained shell or a flattened yolk or a watery white. These eggs are only used in the production of processed egg products. Storage and handling of egg. The production of the egg is of great importance. When improperly handled, its properties as an ingredient and an independent food item are impaired. Eggs lose quality at room temperature. They should always be stored at 36 to 46 degree Fahrenheit. And because the eggs have porous shells and allow the airs to enter the shell, they must be stored away from the foods which passes an undesirable odors. The eggs are best stored in a case to prevent moisture loss. And the eggs should only be freezed out of their shell and when not used immediately. The egg should be refrigerated in their carton to maintain maximum freshness and to avoid absorbing odors from the other food through their porous shells with the pointed end down. Should be stored in a cool place about 0 to 5 degrees centigrade and must be stored away from the possible contaminants like raw meat. First in first out method should be followed and hands must be cleaned before and after handling eggs. Forms of egg available in the market. Fresh eggs, often used for breakfast cookery. Frozen eggs includes whole egg, whites, yolks, whole egg with extra yolk, etc. It should be pasteurized before freezing. It is used for scrambled eggs, omelets, French toasts and in baking. Dried eggs should be pasteurized before drying. Includes whole egg whites and yolks. Moisture is removed through evaporation. They are primarily used for for baking. Uses of egg in the cooking. Certain foods play a major role in the cooking. One of these is eggs. It can be served as a main dish, as an accompaniment to the other dish, or as an ingredient in a dish. Due to such versatility, egg is considered as a primary ingredient in the culinary process, providing moisture, structure, and the richness in the dishes. Eggs in the culinary preparation used as binding and coating, as leavening agents, egg white foams, as emulsifying agents, interfering substances, as a clarifying agents, to contribute flavor and color, to stabilize emulsions and foams, to give thickness to the food mixtures. This is about the eggs and its culinary usage. Please follow this channel regularly to get more interesting topic. Thank you and signing off.